Hey guys, 91 Extreme RT here with the Final Fantasy XIV mid-game review. Hopefully this video doesn't get corrupt to hell like my last one did, so I'm going to get started right away on this review. So, to start off with my initial impression of the game, I'm currently level 31. I have multiple classes. I have my pugilist to level 8 or 9, I have my mining to like 10 or 11, I have my leatherworking to like level 20. So I played through some of the crafting stuff, some of the different classes, a lot of the questing stuff and storyline quests, and I have to say that I am thoroughly impressed with the game. I am enjoying the hell out of it, actually. I'm going to denote right off the start that in every game, every MMO specifically that I've ever played, I hate questing. Rift, I don't quest. World of Warcraft, I never quest. ESO, excuse me. ESO, I hate it. I don't like questing. Star Wars: The Old Republic actually had a good quest line. Terra, I hated questing. Pretty much every game I play, I don't like questing. I just want to kill shit. So, but this game has actually, I've quested a lot in this game. I've done a lot of questing. I've done all the quests I can in this game because the story and how everything intertwines with each other is awesome. And how in most games, let's say how in most games when you quest, let's say you'll just be in one specific zone. Well, in this game, it's not like that. Let's say you go to one zone. Let's go to my travel log here and teleport. Let's say you start a quest in Hawthorne Hut in the East Shroud. By the time you get, say, one specific quest done, yes, there are some quests that are strictly in that zone, but there are a lot of different quests that actually take you to multiple different zones to complete the quest. So you travel all over the place for one quest, and it has more of an adventurous feel to it. It's appealing, actually. So you're not just stuck in the same zone until a certain level or until a certain quest done, and you never go back to that zone again. There's a lot of low-level zones that you revisit to do stuff in, even though you're higher level than the stuff in the zone. So it's not like you quest through a zone and then that's the end of it. It's not like you'll never see that zone again. Like in a lot of games, there's no reason to go back to that zone. But in this game, the way they have it set up is that you see the entire world all the time consistently. So it has that traveling, adventurous feel to it, like I said. So, and another thing that makes the questing easy and a feature of this game that I love is that you can teleport. Let's say if you find an Ethernet port, like this little thing right here, this little Ethernet shard. The Ethernet port is different than the shard. The port will allow me to teleport to any place within the city. So you see all these little ports on the map right here, like up here. There's one, I'm at this one right here, there's one over here, one over here. So instead of having to run all the way over through town, and this is in all the major cities, instead of having to run across town all the time, as long as you've attuned yourself to that port or visited it at least once, instead of running all the way across, you can just teleport to the other side of town. There's very little time wasted other than initially finding the ports and finding the cities with the ports in them. After that, there's no cooldown on it as long as you have the money to do it. The gold, in-game gold, or gil as they call it in Final Fantasy, you can teleport wherever you want. So, let's say I'm doing a quest. Let's go to Camp Tranquil. Let's say I'm in Camp Tranquil and I'm doing a quest out, for that little encampment, but I'm across the map. And I have to hand the quest back in at Camp Tranquil. Well, instead of having to run all the way across the map here, let's say I'm way over there by those mountains doing a quest, and I have to hand it in, let's say, to this guy right here. Well, instead of running all the way back, I can just go to my teleport button and just teleport right back. There's very little wasted time in this game running places, and I just fell. And that is one feature that I really like, because I like being efficient. I like getting stuff done quick and flying through stuff. And that unlimited teleporting allows me to do that. As long as you have the money to do it, you can set a free point. Like Camp Tranquil right now, I set as my free point, and you can get like free as in doesn't cost me any gold to go to, and you can set that wherever you want. And you get that, I believe, by getting the little authenticator pad thing that gives you a number on it to log in with, which I have for the game. So you get a free point. So if I have it set to here because this is where my Grand Company Levy quests are, and I'm here a lot now at this level. So another thing I like about the game is that, say you go to your crafting log, anywhere in the game, you don't have to be at a crafting bench. I can be right here, not near anywhere, out in the middle of a zone, it doesn't matter, and I can craft stuff. I'll automatically set down my own crafting bench and start crafting stuff out in the middle of nowhere. So you don't have to go to town to craft your stuff at all. You can do it anywhere you want with any profession. And it's kind of nice. It's really nice, actually. The only time you have to go to town is if you want to put it on the auction house, and I'll get through the auction house in a little bit. The hunting log's nice. It's basically you go kill stuff, you kill stuff for EXP. Another thing is the duty finder. Duty finder is the, it's the dungeon finder, pretty much. But if you go into duty finder, there's all the dungeons you can do plus PvP. So PvP and your dungeons is all on one tab, and you can queue for up for whatever you want. So it's really nice in that aspect that you don't have multiple tabs for everything. On one tab, you have everything that you can queue for, all the dungeons and all the PvP, war fronts or battleground type things. So another thing that I really like about this game is the skill sets. And before I actually get into that, I'm going to go through the gear sets. Now, I did this in a different video, but I'm going to put it in this one also. The gear sets are awesome. Let's say I go here, at any class, at any time, you can level up every single class in the game with one single character. So you don't have to log out, get onto another character and do stuff. You can level everything. If we go to here, the classes tab, you can level up all the classes with one character, and you can level up and max out all of the crafting professions with one character. And all the gold, let's say if I got 41,000 gold right now on my main archer, so let's say if I go to my pugilist, hit equip set, I still have 41,000 gold. I still have everything I earned. I still have all my stuff in my inventory. So the inventory and all of your gold transfers on every single spec that you have because it's the same character, just a different class. So there's no transferring stuff from one character to another, or farming stuff on one character and mailing it to another. You can do everything on one character, and it makes it really nice. And the thing about this too that I found out is that all these classes, say if you're out mining and you got to kill something really quick, let's say I'm in, well, let's just go to my mining equipment set. If you look at my mining equipment set here, when I go to treacherous zones where there's a lot of enemies I have to kill in order to get to what I want to mine, I have my archer thing right here. So I can be running up mining stuff and say there's a guy coming at me. I can just hit my button quick, bam, instantly. Got my archer gear on, I can start pegging away and killing stuff. So it's really nice in that aspect. And while I have this character out, your mount. Your mount you can't get to level 20 and you have to get a license for it, but you can raise a mount. You can actually level up your mount. You can train your mount to do certain things, and you can get armor for your mount. One cool thing about the mount too is that it can also fight for you. As long as you have these Gaiashi greens, which is part of the Chocobo quest for your mount, you can cast that and bam, Trot is what I named my pet. Now he will actually fight with me, and your pet actually has its own tab. So you go to the companion tab here, like where all of your traits and abilities are. Go to the companion tab, and bam, you have all these different stances. Healer stance, you can have them tank for you, you can have them DPS for you, you can withdraw and follow, that's a normal and free stance where he runs around, does whatever he wants, and you can have the healer. So right off the bat, every class you can have a mount, and your mount can actually fight with you in battle, and doesn't do that bad of damage actually, and is a pretty good tank. So that is a really nice aspect of it. So it's basically you can hop on your mount, hop on your mount and jump off. As long as you fed them, let's say once that day or once within a certain amount of period of time, you can just hop off your mount and then your pet instantly appears with you to fight. So you don't have to resummon it. So that is really, really cool, and I think a lot of you people would actually thoroughly enjoy that. You just hop off your mount, start killing stuff, and you already have your buddy next to you helping you. So let's see here. Another thing about this game. Let's see. One nice thing. Actually, I'm going to go back to the main town here. I'm going to travel, teleport, go to New Gridania. The auction house is not a conventional auction house, and I wish it would be a conventional auction house, but I like how this is set up because each major town has its own market. And so you can't be in New Gridania, let's say, from what I know at least, and you can't put stuff up for sale and have everyone in every zone see it on the auction house. They have to be in that town's auction house. But the cool thing about it is that you get these guys. Now I can't remember what the hell they're called. They're right up here actually. Brain fart. It's from this person right over here. Retainer, that's it. You can hire a retainer, and you can actually have multiple retainer. And what a retainer is pretty much an NPC that you can set out to go do stuff. And let's say I'll go to summoning bell. I'll summon mine right now. I'll summon one of them. Let's summon Loot Monkey. So you can summon these guys and hire these guys to where you give them stuff. Let's say sell items in your inventory on the market. Okay, so click that. I can go to the auction house market board, which is like right behind me. I can't quite pan the camera over that way. And let's say I can click on here, put up for sale, and I can put up for how much I want to put it up for sale per item and how many items I want to put up of that thing. And it's kind of nice. It shows all of your current stuff that's upselling, and if you look here, you can view sale history and see all the things that have sold in the past. So, and the nice thing about it is that all the gold that you make on it stays on your retainer. So let's say if you run out of gold and you can go to your retainer and entrust or withdraw gil, he's holding everything that I've made. So I've actually withdrawn money from him before. So you just hit withdraw, oops, deposit, withdraw, put in a number, 4828 is what he has, and proceed. Bam. I just took all of his money, all the money that he made selling my stuff on the auction house. It's actually really nice. So, and he also has his own inventory with multiple slots. So he has almost 200 slots that you can put stuff into. So let's say you farm a lot, like an extravagant amount of stuff. You can just fill his whole inventory up with stuff and build up stock of stuff to sell in the auction house. And that's pretty cool. So, and that basically takes me to my next thing I want to talk about in this game that I really, really like, is that you don't have to get bag slots. You don't have to purchase bag slots. You don't have to buy bags in general. Every character starts out with 4 bag slots and 25 slots per bag. This is your inventory. This is what you start with, and that's what you have. That is your inventory, and along with that, you can pile stuff on your retainer also. When it comes to the guild, you actually have a guild chest. You have a guild vault type thing right here. Open this up, and you can have multiple tabs. So, but one thing I want to get to with the auction house, the one thing I actually really like about the auction house is that you can't, let's say, click on the market board and post stuff from here. You have to go through your retainer, which is right over there. So you have to look up stuff here, go to your retainer, and post it for a lesser value than whatever the lowest is up there. But with how this auction house works, that I really like is how it'll automatically default to your level. So I'm level 31. So it defaults to level 31, and down here for like the gear, it automatically defaults to what class you're currently playing. Now you can change that if you want to look for gear for other characters, but you know, usually you'll just, you know, turn yourself into that character. You go to this tab and pick whatever character you want gear for, go to the auction house, and it automatically sets that. So with it being set to your level, you don't have to sort through a whole bunch of garbage. So let's say I want to look for archer arms. Alright, so these are all the archer bows available. I can sort it by dexterity, and it'll have the highest dexterity to the top. The top one will be the highest dexterity. If I want the highest physical damage, or if I want the highest vitality, or any of these, intelligence, which none of them have, it'll automatically put it to the top, and you can sort it that way. So you don't have to sort through stuff 10 times above your level. So now when you come down to this tab where it's automatically defaulted to the class that you're currently playing, you click on that, it'll bring up all level 31 archer items. These are all stuff that you can equip, so you don't have to sort through stuff. Sort it by dex, and the one on top's going to be the one with the most dex. So, and right over here in this little column right here, that shows how many different auctions of that item are up there. So there's 12 of these. Go here. There's 12 of them to choose from. All you have to do is click on it, just right click on it, or actually left click on it, and purchase it. And you don't have to go through a mailbox. There's no mailbox in the game. Well, okay, there is a mailbox, but all the stuff you buy off the auction house or from vendors goes automatically directly into your inventory. If it doesn't go to your inventory, it'll go to your armory chest. Now your armory chest is where you can pick and choose the items that you want to go into your sets. So let's go to helm right here. This helm, oops. That helm is just equipped. Let's see here. Right here, this little custom made shirt, this little pink shirt. That is not that one. That's on, oh, that's on a different class. Okay, so if I go to another class, basically all these items here with these little page icons in the bottom right corners are all items that are currently equipped to one of my other classes. So that way I don't accidentally sell it. It's telling me, hey, you're wearing this on another spec. And it's kind of nice. You get 25 slots to use for each piece of gear here. So it's kind of nice. Some of the stuff obviously I have in here that I haven't sorted through it all quite yet, but I mean it's just a really nice thing. And while I actually have that screen open, the skill screen here, there's a thing in this game called additional abilities. Now when you level up multiple classes, there's going to be abilities that you can use on other classes. So let's look at my this is my archer. If you look at this skill right here in the tooltip, in the very bottom of that tooltip it says affinity ARC and BRD, so Archer and Bard can use this ability. But if you go down to, like, say this one, it has all those different ones, Gladiator, Pugilist, Lancer, I mean all these different ones can use this ability. So that means that you can put this ability in the additional tab, so additional actions tab here, and so Pugilist, I'm on my Archer, so with my Pugilist I can actually put this ability right here into here. So now I have this ability from Pugilist on my Archer, and I can actually use this ability to heal myself. Bam. That's a really low level Pugilist ability, and I just used it on my Archer. And the more you level up and go through the storyline quests and all that stuff, the more additional slots you have. You can have all these different additional slots. I currently only have 6, which is quite a bit. So let's say if I go to my Pugilist, where the hell is he? Right here, this ability right here, this macro, let's go to this macro, in which one is it? It's this one. This macro I have Raging Strikes in. Raging Strikes, if you look, is actually an additional archery ability. I pulled that ability for my Archer, which is a 20% increased damage for 20 seconds. It's a big DPS buff, and I have that in my main spam in my main attack for my Pugilist. So when you level up, the more classes you level up in the game, the more abilities you can have. Now if you level up your classes, I believe, on a separate character, those additional abilities will not be available because that is on a different character. So basically when you level up all these different classes, depending on how many additional slots you have, you can have an entire rotation of abilities from classes that you're not even playing. So I can eventually have all my abilities on my bars that aren't even part of my Archer class. That'd be kind of ridiculous because you'd want to use abilities from other classes to buff your current class. But I'm saying, I mean, it is possible to do that. So and that's one thing that I really, really enjoyed about, actually learning that aspect of the game. So, I guess, overall, if I would have to rate the game, personally, just the fact that the game was good enough and informative enough and had a really, really good tooltip and, what do you want to call it, a tutorial system, it allows you to learn the game very easily, and it's actually really enjoyable, and it's the only game in many, many years that I've actually enjoyed questing in. So just based on that, I would probably have to personally rate it 9.8 out of 10, because there's not many games ever in the history of my gaming career that was interesting enough for me to be able to want to quest, not just go do dungeons and PvP constantly, which the dungeons in this game are really fun. Graphically, the game is phenomenal, and I just love the dungeons, because just how, like, in some of the dungeons, just how the setting is, and how dark or light it is, or how much, you know, fog there is, or dust, or whatever, or fire. It gives the zone, or the instance, its own air of what do you want to call it? It gives it its own feeling to it, and they did a really, really good job with it. So. But I would have to say, I think I went over pretty much everything I wanted to go over. Oh, I should probably go over the fact that there is player housing. You got player housing and you got guild housing. You can create and craft it and put whatever in it that you want. So I probably should have mentioned that earlier, but I'm not personally into that stuff, but that is a feature of the game. I wonder if I can actually go to the free companies. I don't know how to get to the free companies housing. Maybe it's under the housing tab here, estate settings, and view estate details. I do have a house, but I've never been to it, so. But anyways, other than that, I would have to say that I really, really, really like this game, and I would recommend it to anybody. It takes a lot for me to like a game. Usually, if a game does not catch my interest within the first 20 minutes or half an hour, usually I stop playing it. Usually, that's the end of it. I don't give it any more time, because if they couldn't catch my attention within the first half an hour, then I don't deem it worthy to spend any more time trying to see if it's going to get better. If it's not good from the start, it's highly doubtful that it'll be good the rest of the way through, you know. But this game did catch my attention. I do thoroughly enjoy it. I do love playing. I probably have 60 or 70 hours on the game already, and I've only had it for a week, so a little over a week. And, you know, I have multiple classes that I'm starting to work on. I mean, I got my Thaumaturge, my Archer, my Lancer, Conjurer, Archer, and a couple crafting classes I'm working on, and it's just fun. It's fun how, like, everything you get transfers to every other class that you have on that character. So, like, even though you can't get the mount to level 20 on your first character, I'm currently on my Pugilist, which is level 9, and I can't mount in town here, but I can use my mount at level 9 on this character. So as long as you unlock something once in the game, you have it on all of your other classes on that character. So when you make another character at level 1, you can use your mount. You can use your mount you got on your first character. All of your teleport locations, like on my Archer, where I showed you all those teleport locations, I unlocked those all on my Archer. Look, I'm level 9, and I have all these same ports. So when you unlock something on one character, you unlock it on them all. So it works really, really nice. I shouldn't say character, I should say when you unlock it on one class, as long as you use the same character, you can unlock it on all the other classes on that character. So, but yeah, that's pretty much a summary, I guess, a review of the game and what I liked about it, and I guess a beginner's guide to the video, because anyone watching this video is gonna, you know, have a lot of hints and tips and tricks and little things about the game that they might have not known before. And for newer players, knowing a lot of these little things is going to make their job a lot easier in leveling and questing, especially with the ports and how you can bounce around town, and, you know, whatever you unlock on one character you can use on every other class within that character. So it's kind of nice. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and hopefully this video doesn't get corrupt. So, and I guess I'll see you later.